Yung ICC, we're expecting the medical findings of the three medical experts be submitted noong December 3 and by December 12 ata ang submissions naman ng mga stakeholders. Do we have any word so far, anything that has leaked out so far as yung findings ng tatlong medical experts who examined Duterte?
Actually, walang word, Ed, kasi it's really to the court, and wala din siya sa website ng ICC. So, but what's clear is that any findings, any conclusion will actually be publicly issued. So may mga necessary reductions lang, pero yung conclusions po, ipapublish po yan sa ICC website.
Attorney, meron bang yung track record ba, may time span para ilabas yan sa mga previous cases nila? O kung ba yan, indefinite?
Timetable.
Ano ba yan?
Dapat po, it should be a reasonable time period. So for me, reasonable na siguro yung 1 month or less than that. It should not go beyond 1 month kasi reasonable period of time.
Pero sir, as far as implications are concerned, kasi people are end up guessing na pag ang finding ba hindi siya fit to stand trial, will that mean na hindi na siya lilitisin? Will it mean na siya ba'y papakawalan? Will it mean that he will stay in detention until he's fit to stand trial? Exactly what are we looking at in terms of...
In relation doon sa tanong ni Ed, attorney, ano yung track record sa ganyang klaseng mga issues? Halimbawa, kung may sakit yun, alam ko kasi kahit bedridden yung akusado, tuloy ang trial . Alam ko kahit deaf and mute yung akusado, tuloy ang trial . So, wala ko masyadong nakikita pa, from my vantage point, na track record na exempt yung mga tao because of health reasons.
Yeah, sagutin ko muna kung yung tanong ni Ronald, kasi relevant, anong track record ng ICC based on ICC jurisprudence? Wala pa pong napaboran na challenge on fitness to stand trial. Ibig sabihin, yung mga accused, yung mga suspects po, kung i-mount man lang yung challenge yung fitness to stand trial, the chambers always find that they're fit to stand trial. So yan po yung ICC jurisprudence as it stands now. Now, ano bang kaya dyan? Remember, fitness to stand trial, it's not a medical term, it's a legal term. In fact, if you look at the Rome Statute right now, you will never find that phrase, fitness to stand trial. Why? It's really based sa rights of the accused, the right to understand his or her rights and to exercise those rights. So, yan po yung magiging legal na basihan po ng pretrial chamber. And remember, the 3-person panel, they're not tasked actually to determine Mr. Duterte's fitness to stand trial. They're only tasked to determine yung medical condition niya that may affect his participation in proceedings such as confirmation of charges.
So magkahiwalay yun.
Pa lang ako kay Senator Bato de la Rosa naman. Kasi pati si Harry Roque kinonfirm na meron na daw arrest warrant. Ang hinihingi ng abogado niya, si Israelito Torion dito, gusto daw nilang malinawan kung anong mechanism kung sakasakali, kung i-enforce yun. Ano ba yung mechanism considering that we've left the Rome Statute, pero ang sinasabi ng gobyerno, we have commitments to the Interpol through which the ICC courses arrest warrants. Ano po ba yun? Baka pwede nyo kaming linawan kung ano kung sakasakali magiging proseso.
Sige po, Ami. Lang natin, balasahin natin yung magiging procedure. So may ICC arrest warrant. Next, since we are not anymore a state party, it will be transmitted to us through the Interpol. Why? Because there's actually a memorandum of agreement between the Office of the Prosecutor and the Interpol. Now, I think it will be
ICC, Office of the Prosecutor ng ICC.
Yeah. Office of the Prosecutor ng ICC at ng Interpol. Now, I think the mode of the Interpol will be a diffusion notice. Hindi po siya red notice. Bakit? Diffusion notice, kasing ICC, it's not a state. It's an international organization. At kung diffusion notice po, very directed po yan sa particular states. Hindi po siya ipapamudmod sa 196 members ng Interpol. It's only, in this case, sa Philippines lang po ipapamudmod yan. Now, sa Philippines naman, mayroong Philippine Bureau Office, yung Interpol. I think it's under the DOJ, if I'm not mistaken. Tapos doon na po i-implement yan ng ating law enforcement agencies such as the PNP or the NBI. Now, ano na ba magiging basis ng law enforcement agencies? Ang basis naman po ay Republic Act 9851 or the International Humanitarian Law Act. And Section 17 provides that the Philippine authorities may surrender a suspect who is being investigated or prosecuted before applicable international tribunal. And this is significant dahil sa tingin ko po, ito yung naging basis ultimately ng Philippine government and which shows state practice on the part of the Philippines when it actually arrested and surrendered Mr. Duterte to the ICC.
So, attorney,
May legal remedy ba si Senator Bato? May legal remedy ba siya kung sakasakali to stop the arrest?
Okay. Now, I've heard na they're invoking Articles 88 and 89
Yep.
the ICC Rome Statute. But my legal opinion is hindi po siya applicable. Bakit? Wala na pong visa ang Rome Statute. Alam naman po natin na nag-withdraw si Mr. Duterte even without a Senate concurrence. At kami naman po, nag-file kami ng petition sa Supreme Court challenging yung withdrawal. Pero na-dismiss po yung mga petitions namin for being moot in academic. Dahil po dyan, hindi na po tayo party sa ICC Rome Statute, wala na pong legal effect, wala na pong visa ang ICC Rome Statute in the Philippine domestic setting. Kaya hindi po ma-invoke ang Articles 88 at 89 po ng ICC Rome Statute. Ito po yung mga unintended legal consequences po ng pag-withdraw ni Mr. Duterte from the ICC Rome Statute.
So, attorney, yan yung irony, no? Si Duterte ay umalis sa ICC without the concurrence of the Senate. Tapos ngayon, hinuli siya dahil sa ganong kadahilanan. At ngayon, sila ba to ini-invoke yung ganong klaseng ruling na hindi na pwedeng gamitin dahil yung kanyang boss ay umalis sa ICC. Yun yung irony. Ang tanong ko...
You're very right with that, Ronald. Yes. It's the poetic irony of the situation.
Ang tanong ko, attorney, medyo nakakalito kasi dahil ang framework nyo, sinasabi nyo nga, ang framework ay yung framework ng surrender sa Interpol. Yun ang legal recourse. Kaso, bago natanggal si E.S. Bersamin, natanggal ba siya ng resign? Bago siya natanggal, ang sabi ni E.S. Bersamin, ang i-invoke daw ng gobyerno ay yung bagong rules on extradition ng Supreme Court. What was that about? No, dahil parang medyo malabo. Ano ba yung official position ng gobyerno? Surrender or extradition? Dahil without a clear manifestation from the government, parang hindi ganun kalinaw. Anong gagamitin nila?
Okay, dalawang sagot po. Una, yung rules po on extradition proceedings na in-issue ng Supreme Court last October, hindi po mag-work in this case.
Yes.
Dahil ang definition po doon sa Section 3 ng extradition is may requesting state. But the ICC, it's not a state, it's an international organization.
Yes.
Number two, ultimately, under international law, ang magiging action po ng gobyerno or ng Philippine state base po sa naging practice niya. At anong naging clear practice ng Philippine state? It actually surrendered a suspect before the ICC in the person of Mr. Duterte through its domestic statute, which is Republic Act 9851. So yun yung magiging basihan, the ultimate acts of the Philippines at pinakita na nga sa Philippine state practice, which is surrender under RA 9851.
So walang basihan, attorney, yung sinabi ni Executive Secretary Bersamin na dating Chief Justice ng Supreme Court. Nung sinabi niya na ang susundin ay yung bagong rules ng Supreme Court. I agree with you. Kaya nga nagulat lang ako, bakit sinabi niya yun? No? Why did the former Chief Justice of Supreme Court said that?
Actually, I think it was an initial legal opinion by then E.S. Bersamin. But that's why I looked at the rules of extradition proceedings and then I determined na talagang it only applies to states or requesting states.
Sir, let me back up a
Pero
bit.
under Philippine law, meron bang legal recourse si Senator Bato to stop the arrest kung sakasakali lumabas nga yung warrant? Under our laws.
Well, ayokong sabihin niya namin kasi hindi naman ako abogado ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, no? Ewan naman siya abogado niya. So I'd rather not
Pero
tell
meron
what-
ba? Ganun na lang. Meron ba o wala? Meron ba o
Well,
wala? Or he can try. He can try.
Ganito na lang. Kung ang ini-invoke nila ay Articles 88, 89, and even yung 59, siguro narinig naman natin Article 59 Rome Statute, those are not applicable. Dahil wala na po siyang legal na visa sa Philippines dahil umalis na tayo sa ICC Rome Statute. Unintended consequences nung pag-withdraw ni Mr. Duterte.
Well, sir, we were conversing with the Attorney Torion, I think it was yesterday.
Galing yun.
Ang sinasabi kasi niya was walang legal framework to surrender Bato de la Rosa to the ICC. Kailangan muna ng implementing rules and regulations yung 9851 for surrendering. So therefore, hindi raw pwedeng gamitin yon. Now, what we said was, but in the case of Duterte, mukhang yun ang ginamit eh. And it's been 8 months since that happened. Yet, the Supreme Court has found no reason to oppose that surrender or to cite the surrender as unconstitutional or wrong, considering the urgency and the gravity of the
Pero
situation.
buhay pa ba yung final nila sa Supreme Court?
I think buhay pa eh. Pinagre-respond lang ng gobyerno eh. Pero nga, yun nga sir eh, if there really is reason to question the use of 9851, shouldn't it have been raised by the Supreme Court as early as March of this year or 8 months ago?
Okay, at tatlong sagot. Number one, there's a legal framework. That's precisely RA 9851. And this was passed by Congress noong December 2009, which is a significant date. Why? We were not yet a state party to the ICC Rome Statute. Naging state party lang po tayo, naging effect po yun noong November 1, 2011. Second na sagot, hindi po kailangan ng IRR ang RA 9851 because even the provisions of RA 9851 does not provide for the drafting of
an
implementing rules and regulations. And third po, tatlong
Yes.
last sagot ko po. Kung maging consistent lang tayo sa jurisprudence ng ICC, remember, I was a petitioner myself in the ICC withdrawal of Mr. Duterte without Senate concurrence. The Supreme Court ultimately unanimously dismissed all of our petitions for being moot in academic dahil na-recognize na nga ng ICC na umalis ng Pilipinas. If consistent lang ang ating Philippine Supreme Court, it should also dismiss the petitions of Mr. Duterte as well as the petition of Mr. Bato de la Rosa on Mr. Duterte. Bakit? Moot in academic na-recognize na ng ICC na sa kustodiya na nila si Mr. Duterte.
Sir, pahabulan sir. Ang sabi ni Atty. Harry Roque, of course, all the way from the Netherlands, was number one, na i-turn over na yung official arrest warrant versus Bato de la Rosa sa DOJ, sa DILG. We don't know the sources, but he's saying that it has been turned over as of yesterday. And therefore daw, ngayon pa lang gagalaw ang gobyerno. Can you run us through the process of how that works? Kung meron mang talagang naibigay na official arrest warrant sa DOJ o DILG, pwede naman gumalaw ang gobyerno o do they have to wait for diffusion notice from, for example, the Interpol or a red notice from the Interpol and so on down the line? Or can they act already right now?
Actually, that's precisely yung mode, yung diffusion notice from the Interpol. Kasi from ICC, so mag-a-issue siya ng arrest warrant. Tapos, syempre, yung OTP magkakaroon ng kopya niya. Of course, this is hypothetical. I'm not saying meron na. Kasi that's really confidential. Pero kung meron na po, so yung Office of the Prosecutor ng ICC, meron siyang memorandum of agreement with Interpol. So magkakaroon ng diffusion notice directed sa Philippine State. At meron po yung Interpol na Philippine Bureau dito sa Pilipinas, which I think it's under the DOJ, So, ma-receive yun ng DOJ.
Baka yan yun. Oo.
DOJ. Yun na po yun. I-implement na po through the agencies such as PNP or NBI.
So, it's actionable na if you believe Harry Roque. It's really actually actionable already right now as we speak.
Well, it's not really that I believe him. It's just really the process itself. So, and in fact, that was the state practice nung nangyari po kay Mr. Duterte when an arrest warrant was issued for him by the ICC.
Diffusion yun eh. Kaya Duterte.
Yes, diffusion.
Habol na lang, attorney, last question, no?
Opo.
Just between the four of us, tayong apat lang, meron pa ba kayong naririnig na chismak, na chismis, na may susunod pang senador na i-issuehan ng international warrant ang ICC? Chismis lang.
Kung chismis, Ronald, meron kaming naririnig. Pero alam mo, when it comes to the ICC, if you meet with them, it's always discreet. That the meeting is always considered confidential, kaya wala ka talagang makukuha sa kanya. Mga chismis lang. Now, the logic will tell us na aside from those implementers of the war on drugs, meron din syempre yung nag-implement ng financial reward system. In fact, we got that from the testimony, dun sa congressional hearings ni Colonel Garma. So, logic will point na kung sino man nag-implement ng financial reward system and the victims of the war on drugs expect na sila po yung makasama din yung mga nag-implement ng reward system to sa ICC arrest warrant.
By that, you mean which particular suspect?
Yung binanggit ni Garma.
Colonel Garma, he actually pointed to Senator Bongo, So,
Gusto lang yung pangalanan mo, ikaw, attorney. Gusto lang yung pangalanan.
So, sir,
logically follow natin, tsaka yung evidence.
So, sir, just to make sure that I'm getting this right, if you follow the chain of events and the processes involved as far as the ICC is concerned,
Logic na lang, logic.
yung susunod dapat after Bato would be yung binanggit na na in charge dun sa financing ng reward
Ni Garma. Binanggit ni Garma.
ni Garma.
Yes, opo.
I-headline na ni Kwan yan, ni Ami bukas sa Philippine Star.
Lumabas na yan sa ibang balita, yung mga ganyang istorya.
Opo, narinig ko na rin po yan sa kay former Senator Trillanes. Narinig ko na rin po.
Lumabas na yan.
No, we were just looking at it from the context of after Bato, what happens next.
Gusto lang niya, ikaw ang source. Gusto ni Ed, ikaw ang magsalita. Ikaw ang
Pagkadaling
isusubo
source lang
sa
ako.
Pinapahamak mo ko. Okay. Maraming salamat, Attorney Gilbert Andres ng Central Law ICC Accredited Lawyer. Thank you, sir, for joining us this afternoon.